just had a random flashback, and it goes with everything that we're talking about and what we're seeing now. When I was between 7 and 10 years old, I remember being at my grandparents' house. I was outside, and there was this little girl that stayed in that neighborhood that I knew her, and I think my aunt used to, help keep her sometime. But anyway, I remember sitting outside. We were sitting outside, and randomly, as I can remember, she was like, I'm going to have kids when I get older. What about you? I think I'm going to have about 2 or 3 kids. And in my mind, I was like, I'm not thinking about no kids, but because I'm a girl in society, I've been conditioned to believe that's all I am and that's all I'm supposed to do in this world is just have kids. So I just said, yeah, I'm going to have kids too. But in my mind, I don't know, just that young age, I knew, I probably won't. But I'm saying all that to say, she was 7 years old talking about kids. Now, however, I played sports, so the majority of my associates were boys. When I tell you, when I was playing sports with them, they was not thinking about y'all or having no kids. So it all makes sense why now young women out here having kids and being single moms and you're taking care of them by yourself. That's because you was the only one playing in that family. Whew. Makes sense, don't it? You was the only one playing in it at an early age. Let's keep in mind, when the boys did start paying attention to girls, it was because somebody done taught them about being sexually active with a girl, taking her virginity, being a player, having more than one girl. You got some girl, nephew, you got some girl, cuz. Boy, you ain't doing nothing if you ain't getting no girls. So what we know, they go out here and try to get girls. Nobody is teaching them to come into your life and do right by you. It was always to benefit. You see what I'm saying? Since the beginning of time, that foundation has already been unbalanced. It was in the way that one was being raised and also the conditions of society. This is why, I just had this revelation today. It came to me. It says, what came to my mind was, a lot of women give life to everything but herself. Meaning, you already thinking about giving life to kids, wanting to have kids. You already thinking about giving life to some man wanting to be married. But what about you? What about you? Was you ever on the list? Or is it just that life that you wanted to live, all the accessories, the marriage, the kids, the house, the vacation? What about you personally? You see what I'm saying? We wouldn't have to have this conversation if you put yourself on the list at an early age. But then again, it ain't your fault, because we live in a world that only tells women you're nothing more but a baby making machine. And then when you don't want to be somebody that run around and have a bunch of kids, you get shameful. But not me. I knew better. Because I'm going to tell you what them boys used to tell me. After they done been with another girl and got her pregnant, they looked down on them. That ain't right either. But that's why I knew better. So let me say this right here. There are some of us in this world where, you know how they call us old souls. You know that child, how they be like, oh, that child done been here before. That was me. Not to mention, I came up in a household amongst 3 boys, so I got a closer look at them. Also, we know this right here. Because we know that women mature, girls mature faster than boys. So I'm seeing this by being around my cousins, the silly stuff they do. So this is why in my mind as a little girl or a teenage girl, I knew not to make plans with a teenage boy or be looking at a boy trying to think about a family. He was not even responsible. He's not even as mature as me. So why am I even thinking about something like that? You see what I'm saying? That means he got a long way to go. And so now we're in our 30s. And what we're talking about, a lot of grown boys, right? They didn't get that. They didn't get that discipline. They didn't get that type of education and teaching. They don't have that. So it's going to take them longer to get where you want them to be. But what happened is a lot of girls be dragging these dudes to be where y'all want them to be because it fits this fairy tale world that's in your head. He ain't ready for that. I knew that. Just like my friends, like I say, my associate were mainly dudes. What they do? Cheating. They're not emotionally intelligent. The discipline, it takes time for them to get there. This is why I feel like should no girl have been there had no kids. No teenage girl should have been having no children. You see what I'm saying? That should have never even happened. When I say this right here, I'm not even being funny. I'm being like, I'm keeping it a brick right now. You got to understand the average guy in this world has already been conditioned to look at being a drug dealer or some type of gangster. These are the same ones who will fail an open book test. So they're not ready for that world, that life that you want them to be so responsible. Let me tell you why I say that. This came to me recently. These guys will follow a blueprint of a man who failed, some drug dealer. You saw this guy mess up his life, his kids' life, his family life, got people killed, got people hurt in some kind of way. You saw all of that, and you still decide to follow his blueprint. Because the reason why they follow them blueprints, because the only thing that they like from that person's life is them highlights of that person having women, or them having money, or them having the cars, or them seeming like they have this power, a false sense of reality. And in reality, them men didn't have nothing. They failed. They in jail, or they're in the grave, or they somewhere on the street trying to get back. And they'll still follow that blueprint. But these are the same dudes you thinking can marry you, bro. What is you talking about? They fail an open book test. They following blueprints of men who failed. They want to be Frank from American Gangster so bad. You see, listen, it was already unbalanced from the beginning of time. I'm telling you it was. They was not thinking about no girl. They was outside getting in trouble or playing sports. They didn't think about you until some man taught them that they can use you for their pleasure. Either you gonna get with it or you gonna be forever lost. Either you gonna get with the knowledge and the wisdom and learn from your own experiences or others, or you gonna continue to be lost and heartbroken. The truth of the matter is, women are very powerful. You are very smart. But see, I'm gonna tell you straight up what it really is. Your problem is you have a heart condition, meaning you let somebody get into your heart and infect you. Before God can even introduce himself to you and introduce you to who you are, you don't let somebody infect you early in life. And you ain't been able to come back from it. You keep falling for the same thing over and over. Let me tell you, I'm going to keep it a brick with y'all. I don't think that the majority of some of these girls going to ever get it right. I'm going to tell you why. This guy, Derek Jackson, he embarrassed his wife in front of the world. His audience are women. He was talking down on all the men. See, they already knew better. He talking down on all them men just to turn out to be no better. And guess who's still over there listening to him? Women. I didn't know that until last night. He popped up on my Facebook. I'm looking in the comments. Why is all these women still listening to him? This man embarrassed his wife, but see, guess what? God vindicated her in front of the world. And you know why women still listen to him? Because women have already been conditioned to tolerate disrespect. You see what I'm saying? That's why. See, he will always have a woman's ear because she's already conditioned. She's already conditioned to accept disrespect, being degraded, being lied to. It's natural now. So he'll always have women's ear because there's something about women, you know better, but you just don't ever tap into doing better. And I'm going to just tell you like this. With all that being said, you need to put them on pause and put your life on play. Now catch them diamonds.